everyone, welcome back to Hit or Miss. This is VOZ32, and this week I'm not doing Fury 11. I'm doing another company, one that has maybe fallen under the radar just a little bit, one that many people probably wouldn't think of, or don't remember, or may not even know of because they haven't done anything lately, and that is Magic Makers Inc. Magic Makers Inc. isn't exactly it's not a card company like Dan and Dave or Fury 11 or Illusionist. It's not a Magic website where they sell this stuff, but they do, where they make decks and they sell them to the public, but they do make decks, or they did, and then they had them on the website, and you can buy them, resellers can buy them in bulk quantities and sell them, and there's many decks. These are some of them here. The bicycle colored decks. There's red, black, green, purple, yellow, and red. Blue is sometimes known as blue ice. Actually, it is blue ice. This is the black deck. Doesn't say. Green deck. Yellow deck. Red deck, and this is the purple deck, also known as something else, I believe. Anyway, these decks are pretty interesting. They all got reveals on the boxes, which is nice. They come with gaff cards. This one has a couple of blank cards. One's a double-sided, the other is a blank card, and then there's a double backer. As you can see, they look pretty nice. So far, I haven't had any issues with, too many issues with durability, with the edges chipping or anything like that, but that's more of a surprise than anything. The only thing that I find about these decks is some of the gaff cards I don't like that much, and the most important thing is they've got colored faces and then they got white borders. That hurts the deck just a little bit. Makes it a little bit less practical for some tricks. And it's clumping a little bit. But anyways, other than that, it's a pretty nice deck, but it's probably just, I've always felt these were a little bit of a miss because of that border issue. And then some of them, like these ones, I'll show you. Especially this green one, it looks like a Christmas deck. It's all red and green. It just is pretty odd. And these ones again, just a lot of red. Not too bad. Black ones I like. The purple ones I like. The blue ones aren't bad. The yellow ones aren't bad, but at the same time they could have been a little bit better. And I would probably have to say they are a miss. They're nice to collect and everything, nice to have in the collection. They look nice, but for Magic purposes they're not too practical because of the borders and whatnot. But there is a saving grace. The reverse back decks, which they released because of the whole border issue. And I'll show you these ones. These ones have nice reverse back colors. I like that. I like the white back with the blue colors. As you can see, it looks really nice. And the borders match the faces. So these ones are a big improvement, not only because the borders match the faces of the cards, but also the backs are really, really nice. I like them. Although there is some, as you would suspect, some durability issues with the borders fading. Again, you got the same gaff cards as the other deck, or decks had. Exact same gaff cards, exact same decks. The only difference with these ones is that they threw the borders on, and change the back colors to reverse the colors. That alone makes these decks a hit. I like them a hell of a lot better than the other ones. The only disappointing thing is that they released 6 colors of the original. They only released 5 in this one. Would have loved to have seen a purple deck, but I guess that's not going to happen. Moving along, we have these faded decks, and these are basically standard bicycles, except their boxes are, as you can see, not white, and the cards also are not white. They are faded, worn out, lost out, whatever you want to call it. They look pretty nice, and they handle pretty decently. And again, the backs, as you can see, to me it's almost like a knockoff Series 1800 card, but you know, they're decent quality and they're different in several ways than the Series 1800 illusionist decks. They're similar, but they're different, if that makes sense. And they do come with gaffs for $1 Million Monty, so that's always nice. These ones I would probably have to say are a hit. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. They're pretty nice cards. And I just actually got this, I think it was the blue one I got not too long ago. I had the red one and I decided to get the matching one because I liked it. Next deck I'm going to talk about is a Black Scorpion deck. And there's other ones too. There's the Black Spider deck, the Red Dragon, and a Skull deck. And I'll talk about each one individually. This one, a lot of the other ones black, as you can see. It comes with a couple of gaff cards. This one is pretty, I don't know what to do with it. It's kind of useless as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. It's weird, that's for sure. The Ace of Spades I'm not a huge fan of because it has a big scorpion on it instead of a spade pip on it. As you can see right there. That's what the Ace of Spades looks like. I actually didn't get these for... At first I wasn't going to get this because I disliked that, but eventually I said screw it, and I got it. It does have this interesting gaff that comes with it. And overall it's not bad. I like those colors on the code cards, they kind of pop. And the back design, yellow rider backs on black, pretty nice. Ew, something happened to that card, it's a little bit damaged. But anyways, overall, not bad. You're going to have the same issues with other black decks. And of course you don't have a standard Ace of Spades. Other than that, it's not bad. I probably have to say it's in the middle. It's not one of my favorite decks, but it's also not bad. And then there's kind of its sister deck, if you will, rubber deck, these Black Scorpion. And this one, you get the same cards basically. You do get some slightly different gaffs with the Ace of Spades, but it's, again, Ace of Spades gaffs. Chord cards, a lot of reds and blues, kind of like the black deck that I had before here. The Jokers, again, not a huge deal. The Spiders, the other one had Scorpions for Jokers, and the Ace of Spades, again, I don't even know where the hell it is. There it is. It's just a spider. Again, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's not the end of the world, and it's a decent looking deck. And this one has, of course, white on the backs, just like the other black deck. Actually, this one's reversed. Where's the other one? There it is. except that this one has black borders and this one obviously had white borders. But it's more or less the same. Actually, it's a little bit different, but it's more or less the same. Anyway, this deck I'm not as much of a fan of as the yellow one because I really like the yellow and black colors. This one's probably more of a miss. Plus, I don't like the spider too much. For whatever reason. And it looks like we're being hit with a thunderstorm right now, so if you hear some thunder, don't be scared. And I will try to wrap this up as soon as I can. The next one is this one, the Red Dragon deck. Really nice. I like the red and yellow colors. Again, you do get blank cards and double backers, and then you get this, a reverse double backer, which is pretty much useless because they never released that deck with this back design. So it makes for a color change, but it's pretty much useless, I think. And I'm still waiting for them to release this deck. The cards, you see, you get lots of red and yellow. Gold cards have lots of green on them. They're pretty interesting. Ace of Spades is just a standard Ace of Spades in this one. And then you don't get any jokers. You get, you get this double backer, which is pretty much not worth anything. A double backer and then a blank card, and you get one card which says dragon on it. It's got a dragon on it and no joker. It's a little bit useless as well, kind of like the double backer, because I don't know what the hell we're supposed to do with it. It's not really a joker. There's only one of them. If there was two of them, you could have used them as jokers, but there's only one. But I do like the red cards. I do like the colors. And I'm going to have to say, overall, it's a hit. And the court cards, they do match with the theme of the dragon, the standard court cards, but the colors, the yellows and the greens, I think go with a dragon theme. Anyway, that is that deck. This one, I would have to say, is a hit. And the next one is the Skull deck. And this one, as you can see, has a interesting looking spade pip on the box with a skull wearing a crown. And the back design is the same as a white ghost. So almost like they're ripping off the white ghost. You do get $1 Million Monty gaff cards. You get custom pips on all the cards. These ones, the spades, they look like the ones, actually probably all the pips look like the ones in the Tragic Royalty deck. The pips look like the ones in Tragic Royalty deck for sure. I have to say that. The hearts, spades, more or less anyways. Maybe not identical, but more or less. The court cards have very little color on, just a little bit of red, but they're standard. Ace of Spades, pretty plain and definitely not one of my favorites. It's just a skull with the crown on the spade pit. Court cards though aren't bad. One thing that I dislike is, although it's different, is hearts and diamonds actually have black pips instead of red pips. And that's it. There's actually no jokers. I'm not sure why. The back design again is just like the white ghost. A nice back design. I like the back design. It looks nice. I don't mind the court cards. The gaff cards, these come in a lot of decks. So different gaff cards would have been nice. There is no double backer and there's absolutely no jokers. So it's a little bit of a disappointing deck in that much, and also the fact that the cards are all the same color, and makes it a heck of a lot harder for Magic because you can't tell if this is the Six of Spades or the Six of Hearts or the Six of Diamonds. It's a little bit difficult, So not too practical for Magic, and there's no jokers, and again the Ace of Spades. Really plain. It's a decent deck, and you know what? Also, what sucks is you see these cards. They actually got red pips on them, so why the hell does the rest of the cards not have red on them? Overall, it's not, a bad deck by any means. And it's nice for collecting, but for Magic purposes, it's not that practical. And it's really disappointing that there's no jokers. And the Ace of Spades is so, I don't know, boring almost. But that's the Skull deck. I'd say a miss for me. And if you thought that was it, that ain't it. They have more cards, more decks. There's this nice Tetra deck, which I got not too long ago and reviewed. The Tetra deck, as you can see, is a really nice deck for fanning. It's got a nice quality. Although standard faces on the cards, it does have a duplicate Ace of Spades and a duplicate Ace of Diamonds, and a blank card. Not really sure why, but it does. But at the same time, it has no jokers. Actually, wait, it has one joker. It has one joker, but that's it. It's a pretty interesting deck. I'm not really sure what the point of the duplicate aces is all about. It is good for fanning and forcing, obviously. Not so much for Magic. And it's fairly standard and everything, but I really like the colors. They really pop. And they look really nice in fans. So I would have to say, definitely a hit. Oh wait, there's more. Then there is this deck, which looks almost the same on the box, and this is the Bicycle Rainbow deck, and this one is really nice. You get a whole deck of cards with all different back designs. Rider backs, new fan backs, Cupid backs, tally-ho circle backs. Some vintage design, I'm not even sure what it is. It's like a safety back. This is like a tangent back or something, I think. You get a Santa back. Yes, Witch deck back design. There's another fan back. Bulldog Squeezers. Holiday back. Shell back from Hoyle. That's a safety back, I believe. This is a Phoenix back. Again, not sure what that one is exactly. Like I said, I think that's a tangent back. Tally-ho fan back. There's another Santa back. Phoenix back, Shell back. High wheel back. Another one. And a lot of these, as you can see, are custom colors. You won't find any yellow circle back tally holes. You're not going to find green new fan backs, I don't think. You won't find this in green, I think. I think it's blue. I don't know. Then you get more of these Witch decks. Definitely not available in yellow. More Phoenix decks. And then you also get a bunch of double backers. Rider back and a fan back. Rider back and a circle back tally hole, and a rider back and a bulldog squeezer. It's a pretty nice deck. I like all the back designs, although some of them are, a few of them are a little bit obscure and hard to determine what they are. Also, the Joker actually has a 5 of clubs reveal on there. Not sure if you can see that, but it says 5 of clubs in that bubble. And that's what you get. Standard faces and everything, obviously. It's a pretty nice deck of cards. Very colorful, obviously. And it's good. It's more of a gimmick deck. It's good for certain tricks only, obviously. Because you're not going to do a trick and say, hey, choose a card. Oh yeah, I don't know what your card is, but you can easily memorize it. It's 2 of spades. Because it basically can work like a marked deck as well. If you want to, all you have to do is memorize what these cards are, and you'll know, hey, that's, whatever it is. But it is a nice deck, especially for collection, especially with all the different back designs, and can be used for gimmicks as well. You can use them for duplicates with any deck, or for color changing or whatever. There's all sorts of stuff you can make do with this deck. Definitely a hit, although a little bit more expensive. And then there is one more deck of sorts for me to look at, and it is this, the Carnival Trick Cards deck. Carnival Trick Cards. It is from Magic Makers Inc. It's the last one I'm going to look at here. And in it you get basically a bunch of gaff cards. And I'll go through them quickly in case I haven't before. You get 3 jokers. I use 2 of them for a gimmick. You get Ace of Diamonds in brown, Ace of Diamonds in yellow, Ace of Diamonds in blue, Ace of Diamonds in black, purple, green, and red. Pretty nice. You get a 6 of Diamonds, no indices. It's actually only got 5 pips on it, and then you get another one. Same thing, but it's got all 6 pips on it. And this one actually is blank, and it's got 1 pip missing on the back, so you can go all like 3 of Diamonds, 6 of Diamonds. Oh, the pip's gone. Pip's gone. I don't know how you use it, but kind of interesting. And then you get this one, of course. Then you get this kind of squished 3 of spades. It's all been pushed down. You get a banana card. Yay, banana. And then this one, there's a couple of these related. This one's got like a monkey on it, and the other side banana. And then this one again, monkey and a blue riderback, and monkey and another blue riderback. Then you get these cards, which may have been the inspiration for the NOC decks from House of Playing Cards and the mystery deck from Be Deceived. They got the same back designs. So that's kind of interesting. So basically, this could be a double backer for the NOC deck. This could be a double backer for the mystery deck. Although the thinness on the cards is probably different, but it can be used. Then you get this gimmick, has 52 cards on one. And in this one you get the same thing, except one card is reversed. And you see it's 4 of clubs on the other side. And then this one is the same thing, except it's got the 4 of clubs. And this one, same thing, except it's a blue riderback. So that's what you get there. Then you get this. I'm pretty sure I've shown you this stuff before, but what the heck. It's a King of Diamonds broken up into 4 cards. I guess you could use it into a tournament with store if you wanted or something. With a jumbled deck. And foot's falling asleep here. I apologize. Then we get a Joker with a back design like this, so you can do a diminishing deck trick. 10 of spades at the same thing. And a Joker with the same thing in blue. And 5 of hearts at the same thing in blue. Then you get this $sign card with a red riderback. A red diamond. A red riderback. Blue diamond. And red riderback. Ace of spades. And then this is a gimmick right here. You get Ace of spades through King of spades. In the backs, you get a genie coming out of a bottle and doing a reveal, 5 of spades, and there's Ace of diamonds as well. A couple of different reveals there, but basically it's a cartoon deck. Is what it is. And then you get kind of the same thing, Ace of diamonds through 9 of diamonds with the rest of that cartoon. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, that's what you get. It's got some interesting gaff cards, definitely some interesting cards can be used for different tricks. And I would have to say, well, I haven't found much use with it myself, but I think it could be useful. There's some nice cards in there for tricks and gimmicks. It's essentially a gaff deck. And it's probably a good one to buy, and you can get these on eBay. I think it's Ace King sells them. Not sure who else. Anyway, for the most part, Magic Makers Inc. mostly a mixed bag. Some hits, some misses, some in the middle. It's a mixed bag. Surprisingly, they haven't been doing anything lately. They haven't released any decks lately. The last ones they did were the reverse decks. Don't know if they got anything else coming or not. But that is what I have for this week's Hit or Miss. Stay tuned. Next week, I will be bringing you Hit or Miss on Conjuring Arts. That you be Acorn backs, Smith backs, Erdnase decks, etc., etc. Stay tuned for that. And I'll see you next time.